Let me tell you one thing. You can't promise somebody a job if it's like a direct placement, right? There's contracts and stuff written out. But like 99.99% of the time, nothing is guaranteed. College is not guaranteed. The like being able to get a certification may not even guarantee. Even a boot camp may not be guaranteed. One thing that will guarantee you and give you that higher success of getting a job is figuring out what you want to do in tech.
Welcome everybody to another edition of the techwoke podcast. I'm your host Chris. I'm a specialist in the GRC space in the GovTech. And on this podcast, we talk about cybersecurity, career, and life. In today's podcast, we got a good guest. His name is Vinod Akinuri. He's a PMP holder, also has a CSM. He's a founder and CEO of Jumpstart to Tech. Without further ado, we're going to introduce Vinod. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Chris? Thank you so much for having me today. We were just talking before this podcast of like how we met, and now we're sitting in the room sharing collective ideas together. So I'm really excited to just share my knowledge with the world today.
Now, it's great to have you. I know God kept aligning us together.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen you at so many events, Black Tech Saturdays. I seen you at the Wealth Summit, and I keep seeing you. Even your friend, I met your friend. What's his name? What were the locks?
Yemi Faletti.
Yeah, him. And no matter who I talk to, it always comes back to you. So
Yes,
I think God wants to work together at some point, and it's an honor to have you on. I see the things that you're doing at the events you're speaking at, and just seeing how you're helping so many young people. You're killing it out here, and I just want to give you your flowers, Vinod.
Oh no, thank you so much. I want to say the same thing. It's much more honor to be here as well. This is like I tell people, this is like my real first in-person podcast. So being able to be here and actually do somewhat of like a YouTube video to be able to share it to the world is like really amazing. So thank you for having me.
No problem. How your Saturday going?
Oh, it's good. I was looking forward to this today. I have a couple of client calls later this evening, but I'm staying busy doing what I love doing, so it makes the work fun.
Hey, work is work, but if you're having fun, even better.
Yeah.
So Vinod, where are you from?
So I'm originally from Prince George's County, Maryland. My family's from India. So, growing up, PG County things were, very like strict on me. Like you got to get good grades. You have to go to school. It's either STEM or nothing for you. My parents never forced me to really be in STEM, but I knew that I loved technology at the age of 13. So I was, getting iPods, iPhones, researching about Steve Jobs. And I knew like those people were my inspiration to me. So growing up, PG County, and now currently, right now in Baltimore, but it's a great transition.
So, yeah. Okay, so I understand like having Indian foreign parents, so I know that how they can push you to do certain things, but I'm glad that you stuck to what you like to do, and you did this at 13. So in high school, was you into tech also?
Yes, I was in tech. I was coding at 9th grade, so I was building company websites at 9th grade, doing internships in coding. Be honest with you, I just like coding. I still do, but it's definitely a great way to break into tech. I tell people all the time, one coding language you should learn is Python. So I definitely resonate with that.
Okay, so you was looking Python in high school?
Yeah, in 9th grade.
Oh, that's great. And building websites at a young age. So you do you think it's because your parents push you to, or is this always in you?
So my parents did push me to get into tech. They never pushed it on me very heavily, but they've always made sure that I wanted to do what I love doing. So, being in tech was just a safe zone for me. When I was young, I was that goofy kid with glasses, used to get picked on. So I was really to myself. Nobody really understood me. And I think the reason why they didn't understand me was because I was just a different kid, and meaning that I had a different personality than a lot of people, so I was always to myself. So, being in tech and just working in the tech space at such a young age was just my safe zone for me.
Yeah, even with me, I know I'm like 6'3", but even me, I was a nerdy kid.
Yeah,
I got picked on too, so it just didn't understand me. I was just a different person, so we can definitely relate on that. Yeah. So I understand.
Being different is good though.
It's good. Yeah. You see where you at now.
Yep.
So when you in high school, so you graduated high school, what did you do next?
So I graduated high school, and then I went into Taos University. First I majored in graphic design. First semester, but I wasn't trying to draw horses and stuff for 4 hours in class, and I also had ADHD too. So sitting in class for 4 hours just drawing, I just wasn't my interest. Then the second semester, I switched into tech. I don't know what prompted me to switch into tech, but literally one of the best decisions I made in my life. And yeah, I went into Tufts University, graduated my 4 years degrees, and I'm just really, excited to share about how my experiences with those 4 years and how that actually led up to Jumpstart to tech.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna dive into it. Yeah. So like, what did you major in? What?
So I majored in graphic design.
And
Then I transitioned into information technology.
Okay, what did you learn in that major?
So in graphic design, I didn't really learn too much. Be honest, it's some stuff that you can just learn outside of a degree. You don't need to pay a full year tuition for it. But with my IT major, what did I learn? It's a good question. I learned like the basics of IT, but because technology is like always changing, the stuff that I learned changed as well. So like the stuff that I learned, it didn't really correlate with the stuff that I was going to learn after I graduated from college. I had a great time at Towson. Like I met my business partners, Randy Ha, Yemi Folletti, while I was in college.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I met them while I was in college. So it's just like, it's connections like that. But like, for like just getting a tech degree, I honestly felt as though I learned, but I felt as though I also learned way more right after I graduated college.
Okay. Like, because the thing about it is people don't emphasize it enough. When I was in college, I met some of the best people to network with to this day. So you mean your business partners and things like that. That's one benefit of college. But sometimes I can feel like I have a master's degree in cybersecurity myself, and it's like sometimes the information is so outdated. I don't know if it's related to the work, but I'd rather have it than don't. What's your thoughts on that?
I think you can have it for somebody who wants to use that and leverage it with the work experience you have. Like right now, I'm supposed to graduate in November with my master's of education in computer science.
Congrats.
But it moved to spring just because I have one more class remaining. It's good if you use that as a leverage tool. Degrees are used as leverage. It's used as leverage when you have something else like your work experience. You have another goal in mind, and you put that degree in place to leverage it. I never said to no one that don't go to college, don't do that. All I'm saying is figure out what you want to do with your college degree. A lot of people, they go through their 4 years and they're just willy-nilly just going through it. They don't have no plan, right? You got to have an action-orientated plan. So, I tell people all the time, like, that degree can really help you out a lot. I honestly think it's beneficial to have a degree. But, if you're going to have a degree, at least figure out what you want to do in tech while you're in school so you can have a way better success for once you graduate.
And I felt that when you said that. When people just go into school, people just say, I'm just going to school because my parents told me. But you got to have it with a plan. Are you going to do internships? Are you going to do this? Or how are you going to use this degree to help you? Or sometimes you don't even need a degree. For some majors like graphic designing, like, you got to have a plan. I'm really glad you emphasized that.
Yeah, having a plan is very important. You got to have an action-orientated plan. You got to have a step-by-step plan that lets you know exactly what you want to do in tech. If you don't know what you want to do in tech, how are you going to get a career in tech? So I tell people all the time, and I'm dropping an ad very soon, your tech career starts in college, not after. So I always emphasize, as soon as you hit your freshman year of college, you better start thinking about what to do for you to get a job, what type of career you want to get into. It doesn't start once you hit your senior year. Once you hit your junior and your senior year and you don't have a plan, your head is already above the water. So I tell people all the time, you have to start your freshman year of college.
Did you do any internships while you was in college?
Yes, I did some internships at Department of Energy, and it was actually pretty useful. Like I still keep in contact. They're happy that I'm doing Jumpstart to Tech. They're like, oh, you was an intern. Now you help other
That's
people
amazing.
get careers. And I was doing internship, but I realized, for me, I was kind of lucky in the sense of like at least I did internships that at least I felt as though I gained some experience. For some people, the internship's not even aligned with the goals that they actually want to do in tech. Like let's say, for example, an individual wants to get into a cybersecurity analyst position. He's over here doing something else and something that's not even relevant to that cybersecurity analyst position. At that point, there's no relevance to that internship. So I found a lot of great value with the internships I've done, and I tell people all the time, you should at least get to 2 to 3 internships experience while you're already in college. build a portfolio based on those internship experience to market yourself once you graduate from college.
I understand. I love that. Did you get a clearance while you was in college?
Yes, I
Through
got
the
a
internship?
clearance. Yeah, I got a clearance. It was weird. I met a lady at a career fair, and the company said they would sponsor me. Short story short, I got a clearance. I was supposed to be on a contract with KPMG as an IT auditor. The contract fell off, but that was one of the best decisions for me because that contract didn't fall off. I felt as though Jumpstart Tech wouldn't have started.
Okay.
And as we progress further, we're going to talk about how I got into the C School in Maryland. I built that cyber lab and how that revolutionized my whole idea of technology. That's how things really got started with me.
Okay, we're gonna get into it. So after you leave college, what did you do?
So after I left college, I decided to, do an internship for 1 week. I got dropped out because I just didn't like the work I was doing. They knew I didn't like the work that I was doing. I was lifting boxes every day, so it wasn't really my interest. I left that, and honestly, your parents always emphasizes to you like, take whatever opportunity you get. You need an opportunity. But I tell people all the time, not every opportunity is meant for you. You should not take every opportunity that you get. You need to make sure that you pick the right opportunity that's best suitable for you. So I left that, and then I was just like, I was part of a nonprofit named Pass It On as well while I was in school. So I decided to go back there, do some teaching adults, veteran students how to with the IT certifications and stuff. And then after that, I decided to get picked up by C School in Maryland, where I built a cyber lab. And that cyber lab had revolutionized underserved students in Baltimore, helping them get careers in tech, helping them figure out what they want to do in tech. And within that job, I noticed the gap, and that's when it all started. It's a misalignment between education and the job market.
Speak to that.
Yeah, so I went to C School in Maryland. Be honest, it was a very tough time, very tough year for me. It wasn't easy. I had a great supervisor, Andrew Pham. I still credit him to this day. He kept me a whole. He let me. He knew what my vision was. Knowing me, I'm not a person who's very big on like set by set tasks. I can't work on like a to-do list. My days are something. I don't have a routine. I tell people all the time, I don't believe in routines. I don't believe in routines because I feel as though every day you shouldn't live the same day every day. Every day is a different experience. So Andrew Pham, he brought me onto the C School in Maryland, and I just helped getting those students certified Security Plus, ITF Plus. These were students in 10th, 11th grade of high school. We're not even talking college. And I was just thinking to myself, okay, if these students get certified, they don't even need to go to college. Some of them, if they want, they can, but if they don't, they don't. And then, through those efforts, I was featured on the news. I flew out to Arizona to speak at conferences. And it was just so, like, impactful with the work that I was doing. And, I tell people all the time, I'm going to say this to the camera very seriously. You need to make sure that's not always about money. I say this all the time because when I first Jumpstart Tech, it was never about the money. It was about delivering impact. When you deliver impact, money will be a byproduct of that impact. So, through that, I delivered a lot of impact. Made my first 100K, my first year tech. And, I just noticed, like, just through that efforts, like, yeah, Jumpstart Tech has to happen.
So what was the gap that you was noticing?
Education and job market. What is going to happen once those students get certifications? What is the next step for them? Do they even know what they want to do with that specific tech role? What are they specializing in? I knew that word specialized was very important. I tell people all the time, we need more people who specialize than more people who are generalists. So we need more people who are going to specialize in a very specific tech role. If you're going to take your Security Plus, figure out exactly what specific tech role that's associated with the Security Plus certification. Now build yourself that portfolio. Don't just take the Security Plus and then pray and hope that something lands. So, I noticed that misalignment between education and the job market, then it all just kicked from there.
Yeah, because I noticed myself, like, even when I was trying to get in the field, I was trying to get in at 26, 27. Mm-hmm. There was no roadmap. Like, I think that's what you're alluding to, a roadmap on what you need to do. Say if I want to get into GRC, how do I get into GRC? What do I need? How do I progress in my career for the future? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. What do you like? What is the first steps? Like even before you think about getting into tech, you got to have a roadmap. You got to have a plan. Like, think about it, even in business, we all have a business plan, right? When you're in entrepreneurship, you got to have a business plan. Most people, they get into college with no plan. They have no plan. They're just praying that something happens. At the end of the day, I tell the world all the time, we're built in a world of capitalism. At the end of the day, we run on money. Business is business, right? We take everything as business. So nobody's just gonna hire you just because you got a college degree. That's not going to happen anymore. You better bring that specific skill set to be able to get that job, you know?
I agree. Nobody just about to hire you for a degree.
No.
I tried to get a degree. I got a master's, think it's going to get me in space. And they'll give me a call, but they don't care. They want to know what skills.
They don't care. And I'll be honest with you, a job will hire you and they'll fire you quickly as you came in before. And you shouldn't bring no emotions to it. It's just that business is business, and they found somebody else who can do better work. You just gotta know how to be on the top at all times.
Okay. So with the woke community, I call my community the woke community. So just so they can know, like so you notice that, and then you start working in your career field. Can you just tell them what you do? And
yeah. So after that I got into GovTech. So I got into what you did. I did program analyst work. Be honest with you, I like the work that I did. I gained very, very good skill sets, like, you know, doing Excel, like that's very important, and working with Salesforce. Like I've done a great work in that. And then through that, I decided to leave the GovTech space, and I went to project management consultant, but I did it under my business. So I decided to get contract for small, mid, and large size companies, and they would just bring me in as a project manager to fulfill a small or mid or large size project. So right now, that's what I'm currently doing, complementing it with my business as well. So, you know, after leaving the GovTech, I just went into project management consultant.
So you did like 1099 work?
1099 work.
That's amazing. How old are you?
24.
So you're 24.
But I did 1099 work while I was at that school. So there was an instance where I made $30,000 in 3 months just by being a teaching assistant.
Well, that's amazing. And how old was you then? Like 22?
22, yeah.
Man, this is amazing.
This was literally like 6 months after getting to tech.
This is amazing because, like I said, I was around that. We're basically the same. Yeah. But it's like I wouldn't think about that stuff. I think about.
But I want to say, like, it's not your fault. Like you're still a big inspiration to me. I don't know everything. You don't know everything. I'm learning from you as much as you're learning from me. And, you know, I want to give you props on that. Like, you're doing very big things in the GovTech space. And I tell everybody on this podcast right now, if anybody wants to get into GovTech, Chris is that person that can help guide you.
No, I appreciate it.
So I want the world to know that.
Appreciate you. So why are you doing this 1099 work for the contract? When did you start Jumpstart to Tech?
So I started when I was at that school. So I did a podcast with someone named Kevin and Professor Roger White. We named the podcast Jumpstart to Tech. And I was just like, yo, that name is very catchy.
That's catchy.
And I was like, JS2T. So I was talking to my dad about it, right? My dad was like, JS2T. I was like, yo, JS2T, Jumpstart to Tech. I can create a parent company called Jumpstart. Okay, so Jumpstart to Tech. And then, you know, it was November year of, you know, the school year. And be honest with you, I was not as focused as I should be with the company. It was like, you know, I tell people all the time, and I'm way over this. A lot of people do a lot of talking, but they don't do a lot of action to their talking, right?
I agree.
And that was me. I'll be honest. I'm gonna be very transparent on this podcast. Okay, that was me. I was doing a lot of talking. I was boasting about the work I knew, but I had no action. I was doing work with the students, but like my company, I wasn't doing anything with my company. So, you know, I called my friend Randy Ha, who's in school. I was like, yo, people don't know what they're doing with their college degree. They don't even know how to get started. What happened if we create roadmaps? This is how the idea really, really got started. You know how CompTIA has like the different domains of like tech you can get? They have like that certification roadmap.
They don't explain it though. They don't explain
it. I was like, how about we create that, but we able to explain it, articulate it in a certain way. And then, you know, that's when Jumpstart to Tech started. And we recently launched this February, but we scaled massively over UK, US, Canada, 40 clients. It's been a great, and even, you know, as we speak further, I know you're going to ask me those questions, those students getting internships and getting jobs, and how that even happened as well. So it's been a great experience.
So, Vinod, what is Jumpstart to Tech?
Jumpstart to Tech is a way of life. I know it sounds very cliche, but it's a way of life. It's a way you carry yourself. Jumpstart to Tech is something to help you figure out exactly what you want to do in tech before you even get into tech. Like I told you before, how are you supposed to get a career in tech if you don't even know what you want to do in tech? So at Jumpstart to Tech, we help develop step-by-step personalized roadmaps to help individuals jumpstart their tech careers. We help you specialize in a very specific skill set to help get you a specialized tech role within a specialized domain at a company so you can deliver that specialized skill set. So, you know, we focus a lot on specializing, and that's for my B2C, and I also have a B2B service as well where I build and scale EdTech programs. So what I did at the Cyber Lab, I'll do the same type of work at different companies as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna just throw some things out there. It's a hypothetical. Say I'm trying to get into cybersecurity. How would you break that down for somebody trying to get into that field?
So for cybersecurity, the process we'll make the roadmap is that we'll have you first do an assessment with us, or we'll have a discovery call. Help you really figure out what you want to do in tech. So within our company, we have cybersecurity, data science and AI, cloud computing and networking, IT management and strategy, technical sales, and software and application development. All of those pathways overlap each other because at the end of the day, you can do cybersecurity, then you can transition to a cloud computing networking role. For my individuals who don't even know what they want to do in tech, we'll help you figure out exactly which type of pathway will best suit you. While we discuss which pathway will suit you, at that point, we're going to discuss what type of tech roles will suit you. So we have them do a personality assessment. Why we have them do a personality assessment is because we help them understand which type of tech roles will suit them based on their personality assessment. So once we do that, we'll basically start the process of the roadmap. So we help them figure out what specific tech role that they want to focus on into an entry-level position. Then we create them a skill development plan. That skill development plan includes very specific skills and courses for them to attain to be able to land that entry-level tech role. Now we complement that with certifications. Not just only certifications, we complement with projects that are actually tailored to the specific job role. So we take a look at specific job roles, and then we ask them, okay, we see these job roles, we see these links to the labs and applications that they want that individual to use. Now let's create a project tailored to that job role. Now you have a portfolio to show to your employers. So because we take that specific personalized tailored approach to your tech career, it makes everyone's story in tech different.
Oh, I understand. So you just break it down from the beginning. Like, for example, how do you help guide people to pick the role? Because you know so many different spaces in cyber.
So, like I said before, that personality assessment is a very big one. So that personality assessment literally figures out exactly what type of tech roles for them to do. For example, like if a person is an introvert, maybe he doesn't want to work in a role where he's working at home all the time and he needs to be more out there. So maybe a project management role where he can lead teams and not have to be sitting behind a desk, because everyone has different personalities. There's different roles that will best suit them. So, through that personality assessment, we help assess which roles will best suit them. Like, for example, my personality told me that I'm not an individual who can give a step-by-step task. Like I can't be a task-oriented list, right? I need to be a person who every day is a new thing for me, right? New experiences for me. So that's why different roles will suit me other than other roles. Like technical sales will best suit me because I'm an extrovert. So depending on the introvert extroverted personality of an individual, we'll help assess which type of tech roles will best suit them.
No, that's amazing. Because even with me, like even if you're in GRC, your personality is not for everybody. So I love that how you take that approach, because even if you don't know yourself, how you going to pick the role you're going to do?
Exactly, and that's one thing. Think about it like this. You can't put 30 people in one class and expect all of them to learn the same. So all of our courses is tailored to their learning style. So based on their learning style, we'll refer them to in-person training, or we'll refer them to courses online. Of course, we're still a startup, right? So, we're still building those partnerships where students can directly go to an in-person class. But right now, like what we're doing is help getting them figure out what they want to do in tech, which is the most important thing. So that's why I'm very big on it. And you agree, right? Like you can't put 30 people in one class and expect all of them to learn the same. That is not going to work. I struggled in college. I'll be honest with you. A lot of people don't think that, but I'm in college. There's a reason why I'm an entrepreneur. I was never good in school. So let me be honest with you. I was never good in school. I wasn't the 4.0 student. I wasn't really be able to focus. I didn't have the skill sets to be able to like really just focus and hone in. But I knew what I needed to do to get things done. I knew how to be able to get things done. So, as an individual who wants to get in tech, you got to learn how to get things done, even if it's not in your way. I knew those classes were so hard. Remember when COVID time hit, everybody was virtual. That did not work for me. I couldn't sit in a screen for 2 hours listening to a lecture. Like I'm going to fall asleep. So, but I learned how to get things done. Like I've always figured out different solutions. I tell people all the time, everything is your fault. Like, Don't blame anybody else but yourself. If you're not getting a job, it's your fault. If you don't have the right degree, it's your fault. So making sure that you're accountable for your actions.
No, I agree. Like even people come to me, they're saying, "Oh yeah, I got a security plus, but I can't get a job." Well, that's your problem. You know what I'm saying? It's your problem.
And I tell people all the time. Oh, they be like, "Can you guarantee me something?" Life is a guarantee. I can't guarantee you, but what I will guarantee you is you'll figure out exactly what you want to do in tech, and you have a specific plan to help guide you towards that direction. If you put in the work, the results will show. If you don't put in the work, you're back at square one.
Even in the Bible, you don't work, you don't eat. It is 100%. What it is. So can you explain the importance of mentoring? Because I know you mentor a lot of these people.
Yes. So you need 3 people in your life. You need mentors, sponsors, and connectors. Mentors are people that you can learn from their mistakes. Connectors are people where you can connect with others to get information, and sponsors are people who are able to technically put up money for you for a larger investment in your career. So those are 3 people you need. But in specifically mentors, I have a lot of mentors, right? I have mentors for different reasons. I have mentors because I can learn from their mistakes, and they're actually willing to mentor me. A couple of my mentors, Raymond Hughes, Wayne Newell. I have so many mentors, and I don't have like thousands of mentors. I have very few mentors, but like Dr. Willie Sanders, like those 3 are like my prime mentors. And the reason I don't have so many mentors, because I did say that I have a lot of mentors, but then again, I don't ask everybody for advice, because if you ask everyone for advice, Chris, it's not the best thing. Like I've always I don't believe in that whole motivation, like watching motivation videos every day and then figure out that's gonna be the reason why you become successful. Like you listen to advice, you take it or not, and then you move forward. Like let me tell you, I had somebody tell me you shouldn't even make roadmaps. I said why? He was like, oh, it should be free. I said why? He said because we make roadmaps. And I said let me see your roadmaps. And then he showed me the roadmap. I said, well, look, here's the difference. I specialize, you generalize. We specialize in this. So there's a total difference between what you and me do. So, if I was to listen to that same people and be like, oh, you shouldn't do that. That stuff actually, at some point it pushes you down. But, you have the right business partners to be like, man, look, we're still doing roadmaps till this day. My business partner, Randy Hall, told me we need to specialize in roadmaps. This is the only thing you need to specialize in. Don't focus on trading. Don't focus on that. Specialize on this. Create a wraparound service about this. You're going to be undefeatables.
Yeah, because even me, I have mentors, even not directly or indirectly. Like, for example, in podcasting, Textual Chatter, Henry Davis, look up to him, have talked to him. He has given me great advice. Mm-hmm. Other people in AI, things like that, gave me advice. You gotta talk to people that are trying to do or exceed what you're trying to do.
100%. You gotta talk to people who've already been through what you're trying to do. How are you gonna talk to somebody who has no idea? In a sense that they don't even know what they're trying to do. You can't ask okay, that's like me, right? I'm in tech, but then I ask a student who has not even been into tech, what are some roles for you to get into? How is he gonna give me advice? Been through somebody who's already been through the same mistakes, that is the number one way to fast track your career. So from all my audience, you need mentors, sponsors, connectors in your life. You need to put all of them in rotation. You need to make sure that I say this one thing, I'll say this one thing only. Add value to others before they add value to themselves. Every person that mentored me, I've always asked them, how can I help you out first? I always ask them that question. I always, when they ask V, I need something from you. Okay, sometimes I don't even charge them because I know they're my mentor. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it, So, be willing to showcase that, because thing is, knowledge is unlimited. I tell people all the time, I give a lot of people free game before they even come to my personalized roadmap and wanted to get this service from me.
Yeah, because even with my mentors, a lot of times I do be telling, hey, can I help you with this, do this, and do that? And sometimes they just don't want to. Sometimes they just want to hear. They learn from just talking to you. So you got to provide something to them too, but sometimes they just don't want nothing.
Yeah, and then sometimes you're just talking to a brick wall. Like, know when you're talking to a brick wall. Like I'm okay. So a lot of people, they view me as somewhat of a transparent person, and I get looked at differently because of that. But I had to be this way because when I first started this roadmap service, people were like, okay, do it for free, do it for free. But if I did it for free, nobody would value my business. I said from the jump, I'm charging. Even my business partner was like, yo, we should do it. I was like, no, I'm charging. Now I scaled up to 40. because I value this business. I know exactly what I'm going to bring and I know what I'm going to deliver, you know?
Yeah, and people always say do stuff for free. I'm like, you ain't even going to, even with podcasting, I could do this whole podcast. They'll watch it, get all the information. They'll use nothing from it because it's free. But sometimes you do got to charge.
And that's why I'm saying, like, you know, this podcast is very, very important. And I'm going to showcase this at different universities that I'm going to speak at for this particular podcast, because one thing for certain and two for sure is that if college students are continue to be in this path of like not knowing what they want to do in tech, they're going to be in a constant rotation of trying to figure it out. They will not get a job.
Okay. And I've seen your roadmaps. Your roadmaps are highly detailed. I personally seen them. Yeah. So it's not like a generalized. You literally go into minute details, and you say you do them by hand. You don't use AI.
So there's like components, like very, very like small components, like personality assessments. We help figure out what the role, but like all courses and all that we have to answer, like, because like I said, we're not just copying it. This is not a cookie cutter roadmap. This is something where if you're gonna pay your money, you're going to get a service that's worth that money, you know? So we treat our thing like Apple, right? You know how like with Apple, you get that user experience. So we relate our services to like products, for example, like Cartier, Rolex, Audemars Piguet. When you go to the store, you have to be on a wait list before you even get it. I'm not saying that you have to be on a wait list for mine, but they treat their customers a certain way. Every customer I bring, whether it's a freshman, whether it's somebody who doesn't have a degree, whether it is, if you come in, you're going to get the best service possible. We want to make sure that we got you from start to middle to finish.
So who is roadmaps? Who is roadmaps for?
My roadmaps are for college students, recent graduates, and career transitioners.
Okay. Yeah, I think colleges need to adapt this, actually.
College students absolutely need to adapt this. When I spoke at Morgan State University, they told me they needed it. The big issue is that when you're dealing with colleges and stuff, you need the right point of contact, right? So right now I've been doing B2C work, but you know, like I said, it's all through God's hands. You know, I believe in God first. So I tell people all the time, like, you know, whatever God has set for me, it's gonna happen. It's gonna shed light. You know, I tell people all the time in my life, I just want to make sure the world that I live in, the world that I want to bring impact, that I've helped X amount of people get careers in tech.
So with and can you explain from your experience, but explain the importance of networking? I know you talked about your mentors, but tell how you start places. Where can you network?
Networking, Eventbrite. Go to Eventbrite, search for different tech conferences, and make sure you filter out the conferences based on your location, geography, area, region. And then make sure that you attend those conferences. And majority of them are actually free. You don't have to pay for all of them. Secondly, make sure that you just go out there and put yourself out there. Like, I have literally gotten clients from Uber drivers. like literally, my Uber drivers listened to a podcast. I was like, yo, you trying to get into tech? Yeah, I'm trying to get into tech. So, like, literally, you just got to network, man. You just got to talk to people. One thing about me, I can confidently speak on this podcast. Like I'm excited to speak on this podcast. You can tell by my energy. Like, I'm really passionate about the work that I do at Jumpstart to Tech. So it's just like, you need to make sure that you showcase that you know you're eager, you got that drive. And be honest with you, people gonna take that strength for weakness. There's some people who are gonna try to like manipulate you because you have that eager, you have that drive. Know when to showcase it, know when to not showcase it. You know, because I'm not like this for everybody. Me, Chris, we friends. You know, so I can showcase how I'm ambitious, but I'm not just going to a random person and just showcasing that because I don't know that person. Not everybody has their best intentions. You have to be 10 toes. You have to be very, very like linear with, you know, how you view society, because right now we live in a society where people are very grimy. They're gonna do things that they shouldn't be doing. So whether you're putting yourself out there, make sure that you're also watching your back as well. You know,
I got you. People will take advantage of you, and I've seen it. Like, they be like, "Oh, I can promise you a job," but they'll take advantage of you. You know. Let me tell
you one thing. You can't promise somebody a job if it's like a direct placement, right? There's contracts and stuff written out. But like 99.99% of the time, nothing is guaranteed. College is not guaranteed. The like being able to get a certification may not even guarantee. Even a boot camp may not be guaranteed. One thing that will guarantee you and give you that higher success of getting a job is figuring out what you want to do in tech.
Nah, that's amazing, dude. Can Can you explain, like, okay, I understand you have a service where you're mentoring, getting people into tech. Can you explain why you're different than most? Because, you know, some companies will charge you $5,000-$10,000 and don't provide you anything.
Yeah, so I charge everything under 1K, which is very, very affordable and reasonable for an individual, right? I definitely charge the prices I do because I want to make it affordable for everyone. It's not about the money. I'm gonna keep saying this over and over again. It's never been about the money. I charge because at the end of the day, you won't take it serious if I didn't charge you the money. Let's be real. So I charge everything under 1K. That's because I want to make it affordable for everyone. And why I'm different from a lot of other companies is because at the end of the day, they don't specialize in roadmaps. Like, literally, that's it. A lot of companies will give it for free. Like, they give a roadmap. We specialize in this, you know? I keep emphasizing that we specialize in this. And, you know, now we're building that wraparound service where you go from consultation, roadmap, training, internship, and job placement companies. I'm partnered with those training, internship, and job placement companies to offer that full wraparound service, so that individual can go from a roadmap to finally figuring out what they want to do to be able to get a job. So, you know, being able to, you know, give that personalized roadmap and give that personalized approach to their tech career is very, very important, because a lot of companies, what they do is they'll put 30 students in one class, but they don't realize all of them can't learn the same. So what's going to make me different is being able to partner with different companies that tailored to their learning styles.
Yeah, and then too, I think you don't do no promises, because like some people promise you clearances.
I'll put it in my contract. Like, I can't promise anything, and I'll let them know very, very sure. I can't promise you anything, but what I can promise you is you're gonna be in a way better position because you know what you want to do in tech. I think a lot of people nowadays, they just like. I feel as though like people are becoming more lazy. I'm only saying this for a reason, because no disrespect, it's just that not a lot of people really want to put in the work now. You know what I mean? A lot of people just want handouts. I had to like literally go through some tough battles in the room, head against the wall, to be able to like start this company, right? But if I was to just, you know, sit around and not do nothing about it, I wouldn't. I'm still growing in my career. I'm not nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm in a way better position now. But I'm saying, like, before, like, people just feel as though like everything should just hand in there. Like, oh, I'm going to a college. You can go to, let me be honest, you go to Georgia Tech, you go to FAMU, you go to Harvard, you go to any tech school. If you don't know what you want to do in tech, with that degree, you're still not going to get a job. I'm being very, very honest and transparent on this podcast, so people are going to take it how they want to take it, you know?
Yeah, because you and me, man, I wasn't always a person that had money.
Yeah.
So I had to ride the bus, bro. And I was studying while riding the bus, listening to Professor Messer.
And that's nothing. There's nothing wrong. I tell people all the time, like, I still sometimes, you know, ride the bus too. Why? Because I know that in order to grow, you gotta live under your means. Like, a lot of people, like I said, I hit over 100K my first year of tech. I was living in an apartment that I was paying $500 a month. I still would be able to drive my Toyota. Like, I am not afraid to say that stuff, because at the end of the day, I don't let lifestyle creep get to me, and I don't look at Instagram for validation. Like, if I see somebody with a Lambo, that's not gonna like change my life expectancy. At the end of the day, life is so unguaranteed. You gotta make sure once you get into tech, live under your means for a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with that, because at the end of the day, if you live under your means, all that money you get from tech, you can put into assets, you can put into stocks, you can put into bonds, you can do real estate with that money. You gotta make sure that your money multiplies, you know?
Man, that's amazing to hear. I love that you said that, because there's so many people making $200,000-$300,000. And they're blowing it on trips and all types of stuff.
Even that, like $200,000, like if you legitimately have a like family of 4, even that, sometimes that money can spread very thin too. You're living like, but that's what I'm saying. But if you live under your means, that's also a reason why I don't got a girlfriend right now. I don't got a family. Nah. But let's be real though.
In the inside coming out, man.
Ah, man. If I look, I don't got no girlfriend, I got no family. Because right now, living under your means is very important, and it's just a way to be able to invest your money into things that matter, you know?
That's amazing. With Jumpstart to Tech, can you explain, like, I know you help people build their personal brand. Can you explain why people need a personal brand in the tech industry?
100%. So I built my personal brand. It took me a while, man. I started in college, grew to 5,000 followers. Not even a lot. But, like,
that's great. Don't downside. That's
okay,
great.
That's great. But what I'm trying to say is that you need a personal brand, because everyone has their own story to write in tech. Everyone has their own story to write in tech. I'm going to say that one more time. Because at the end of the day, that personal brand is your personal portfolio. At the end of the day, that personal portfolio it can literally be the one thing that can get you a job without a resume. I didn't get a job without my resume. My work experience was completely different than what I had, what my character was. I'm hungry, I'm ambitious, I'm eager to get it. That's what employees want to see. Employees want to see that confidence. The employees want to be like, okay, ask yourself this question next time you want to go get a job. How can you deliver value to that company before you get value added for yourself? That company wants to make sure that you can deliver results to them. So that's why I'm saying that when you build a portfolio, you can showcase that you can add value to that company.
Yeah, because even with me, like you can get a lot. In today's job market, it's a lot of fake jobs. A lot of the jobs are coming with their network. So if you're posting all your projects that you're doing on LinkedIn, that can get you hired quicker than anybody.
100%. What I want to say is that getting into tech is like dating. So the reason why I say tech is like dating, because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're likable by that individual. You want to make sure that you're able to present yourself in a way where you can outstand that competitor who is getting that same job that you want. So at the end of the day, while that candidate might have the best resume and work experience, you have that personality and drive. That personality and drive can literally get you a job, you know? And I'm not saying that, no, you still got to have work experience. You still got to deliver and add value. But tech is like dating. You need to make sure that you are able to approach people a certain way. You're able to showcase that personality. And I'm not saying be smooch with them, but being able to just showcase the talents that you got. And that's where those personal portfolios like LinkedIn, for example, is a great platform to be able to showcase that. Being sure you have the right headline. Make sure you have the right bio. Make sure you have the right profile pic. Make sure you even have the right post that you're posting every day. That literally right there is a multi-million-dollar portfolio that you can sell to a company.
That's amazing, dude. You're really getting into it. Like I said, LinkedIn is like everybody. Even when I post something, all my professional friends, they'll tell me straight up they're watching LinkedIn. They're watching. They don't care if they say they're watching.
Oh, and I'll tell you one time, like I even got in trouble with like some of the posts I got made because I'm because when you're head of the business, man, you gotta put yourself out there. Like I'm on the pod, I could have a business partner, but it won't hit the same because I'm the founder, right? So it's like at the end of the day, I had to really like just sit down and realize that okay, I'm gonna have to put myself on social media, like TikTok, for example. And companies sometimes they don't like seeing that you're on social media because at the end of the day, they want you to work for them. Like they don't want you to like have your own thing going on. But at the end of the day, whether you're in entrepreneurship or whether you're getting a full-time job, that personal portfolio is still important. And if somebody doesn't respect you enough for the fact that you're posting your personal stuff on LinkedIn, when I say personal stuff, like what you're doing on the side in tech, that may not be the company that you want to work for. Like, I mean, I've had to tell people that, look, if you don't like the stuff that I'm doing, cool, like, adios. Like, it's all good. At the end of the day, I'm going to say this one time and one time only. Not every opportunity is meant for you. The right opportunity will come for you. You need to make sure that when you're working a 9-to-5 job, don't let that 9-to-5 job work for you. Make sure that you have that passion that you can deliver for that 9-to-5. Because if you wake up every single day dreading work, you're gonna dread work for the next 75 years of your life, and then you're not gonna show what you want to do in tech. That's exactly why you need to have a personal roadmap, so you can able to figure out exactly what you want to do in tech and make sure that aligns with your interests and your goals in life.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So Vinod, we're getting to the end. Can you tell me about like what is your goals in the next 5 years?
Yeah, so my goals in the next 5 years is to run Jumpstart to tech as always. Being able to build this wraparound service. It's going to be very important from consultation to roadmap to internship training and job placement. Having those very, very core companies that can hire my candidates. So some of my clients were able to get jobs without being able to have to go through my wraparound service. So being able to really like just showcase Jumpstart to tech, getting more clients, build more connections with people, and just really just make sure that I'm enjoying this journey. When you're a founder, it can be very hard. Your head is against the wall 24/7, you know. But if you don't enjoy what you do, you're not gonna love what you do. I'm absolutely grateful for you, Chris. For example, because we're friends now, right? You have literally sat me down and was like, V, you have something that could literally, and I've even have self-doubted myself, bro. You're like, V, you got this, man. So having good friends in your life that really like sees the value of the work that you do, that's very, very important. So I want to be able to like really help Jumpstart EdTech. I actually want to build schools all over the country. So I want to build schools in India. I want to build schools in Vietnam. I want to build schools in Africa. So I want to build different schools. I also want to be able to just tell people that I'm the number one leading EdTech company that will help revolutionize the technology industry. When I say number one, I still want to work with other individuals and other companies, but I'm the one that's able to help bring in the right people to be able to execute these EdTech programs and get candidates jobs. Because how we're going to go for the next 5 years and people are not sure what they want to do in tech, not a lot of graduates are able to get jobs. We need to change this, Chris. And it's not a one-man army. Everybody who listens to this podcast, we need all your help as well to help make this happen.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, dude. And like you said, like being a founder is hard. Even doing a podcast, sometimes I want to give up, but you got to have the right people to tell you to keep going.
And I'm telling you right now, this podcast has been one of my favorite podcasts I'm doing. I'm going to really showcase this podcast to everyone. So like I said, like this is something where I want to tell all the people who want to get into GRC. One last thing I want to say is like, just make sure you figure out what you want to do. Junior positions, they're low-key called, not low-key. Junior positions are like entry-level positions. They're very correspondent with each other. So make sure you just understand what you want to do in tech. Because at the end of the day, if you're not sure what you want to do in tech, you're not going to get anywhere in terms of like, you're going to be in a circle. So, those are just like a couple of goals that I have. And, definitely putting God first. Making sure my family is well, and then just making sure that I can just leave an impact in this world. Because I think one thing about me is I'm driven by impact more than money. Like I said, when you drive impact, money is just a byproduct of that impact.
I understand. I love everything. Also, what's on social media? Where can I find
you? So Jumpstart to check, JUMPSTART, the number 2 tech. I'm on all platforms: Instagram, YouTube, X, Facebook, Pinterest, all of them. I'm on every single platform. Like I said, I know Chris will be speaking on it as well. Just as Black Friday is approaching, I'm giving everyone who views this podcast and whoever books a call with me and lets me know that they heard it from Chris podcast. The code is JS2T15, JS2T15, and you'll get 50% off your own personalized roadmap as well.
So what is one thing you want to let people that's in this journey know?
The 5 P's. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Remember that everywhere you go. Proper planning prevents poor performance. So when you plan for something, you have better performance, which will execute the things that you want to do in life.
That's amazing. Thank you, Vinod. I really appreciate you coming on this podcast.
Yeah.
I just want to let the audience know, just check out Vinod's Jumpstart to Tech, and also his code is JS2T15. When you do that code, you get 50% off your personalized roadmap. Just wanted to support Vinod. It's not coming back to the podcast, but I just want to let people know, just still check it out. He's doing great things, and he's really passionate and really grinds on what he does. So just want to check it out. Thank you for being on.
Yeah, thank you so much, bro. I really appreciate, like I said, JS2T15, JS2T15. You get 15% off your roadmap. And like I said, we're gonna continue to do more podcasts. This won't be the first and last time. I'm gonna bring you on to some of the stuff that I do. I really enjoyed today.
I got you. Yeah. So thank you for everybody watching the Tech Woke podcast. Remember, everybody, get 1% better every day. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, comment down below. Also, I got a clothing shop coming out, Tech Woke. It should be, if it's not in this one, it's going to be in the next one, but it's going to be in the description so you can buy some merchandise for the Tech Woke podcast. Also, join the newsletter and just keep checking it out. And remember, everybody, get 1% better every day. Peace out. See you on the next one.